Yeah, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this special episode on digitalization in 13th Asian Metallurgy. Uh, Before going to going to this webinar on digitalization, let me share with you in brief what is Asian Metallurgy. Asian Metallurgy was basically a ground exhibition started in 1996. And after COVID, of course, many companies shifted their events to digital platforms. So did we. And after COVID, we not only uh, transformed our events into digital events, but also conferences and exhibitions, both events. We did it. We have started doing it on digital platform. So this is the and earlier the Asian Metallurgy show was once in 2 years, but now we after COVID we have since 2021 we have started doing it every year in December. So, what is this Asian Metallurgy? Asian Metallurgy comprises of a digital exhibition, Steel and Metal Expo, which anybody can visit, free to visit, and we get visitors from all over the world. Just to tell you the figures of last year, we could reach to 1.2 million views last year. So this year we are targeting around 1.5 million views, and from all over the world, of course. And the other part of this Asian Metallurgy is these webinars. So we address various issues which are related to steel and metals industry and discuss with the experts on that subject. Here also we have a team of experts, and let me introduce them for you. We have Mr. Shirvaikar, Director of Tenova Technologies India and ex-MD of Tenova. Mr. Shirvaikar has got vast experience, I believe 4 decades experience, more than 4 decades experience in metallurgical industry, and he is specialized in heat treatment and of course in other aspects of the steel making and processing as well. So the very warm welcome to Mr. Shirvaikar. Thanks very much, sir, for sparing to your time. And we will
Thank you very much.
definitely, yeah, and we will definitely, benefit from your insights and your experience in the industry. We have Mr. Yatin Purandare, CMD of Vega Group. Vega Group started long back in 80s, I believe, and now they are into automation, specialized in re-rolling sector, but not limited to re-rolling sector. And now they are also into Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing activities and consulting, and not only consulting, but giving solutions and implementing solutions to the steel industry and metal industry in general. So, a very warm welcome, Mr. Yatin Purandare. Thanks very much for sparing your time. We would definitely hear from you the hurdles and the challenges you face during this process of convincing the customer and also implementing Industry 4.0 solutions at various places. And we
Thank you,
have
Mr. Nilesh.
yeah. And we have Dr. Narra Rajesh. Narra Rajesh has been a doctorate in digitalization in iron and steel industry, the subject very dear to him. And he has got experience in billet steel plants and other steel plants. And now he is also heading a mining company. So, and of course, he is director technical of Ulti-Met Techno Smart Solutions, where they are also in the business of providing solutions to steel and metal industry on Industry 4.0 or smart manufacturing platforms. So very welcome, very warm welcome to Dr. Narra Rajesh, and thank you for sparing your time. So as we know, what is let us see what is digitalization. So we have seen that after COVID, everybody is talking about either digitalization or sustainability like words, but really what is digitalization? Because earlier also we had automation companies. In fact, Yatin is heading one very leading automation company in India, Vega. So they know that automation was always there. So what is the difference between automation and digitalization? Or is it a one step ahead, or is it a, what is it? So I would like to have on this backdrop, I would like to have opening comments from all three of our experts. But starting from Dr. Nara Rajesh.
Okay, sir. Good morning to all, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me for this panel discussion on this digitalization and unlocking the future. So, as we are discussing about the digitalization and we are coming across post-COVID scenarios, there are a lot many changes we are seeing all across the world.
Yeah.
So everyone, every industry, everything is moving towards rather than going to the workplace, sitting at home or sitting at your convenient location, and then attending the daily activities. So that there is a drastic change what we are seeing over here. Coming coming to this part, so the industry is come as we are in the steel industry. Let us focus on the steel industry. So all the three things, men, machine, materials, all three would be there. For that matter, in Indian industry and steel industry, that is also the same thing. So how conveniently we are doing our job. See, starting with that, like industry one, like that's from the steam engine to the electrification to the third generation, the industry two, and then industry three, automation. Now this is industry four. Industry 4.0, it talks about the evolution has happened from the steam engine to this way. So in the real time, if we are able to collect the data, analyze the data, and then take the necessary corrective and preventive actions instantly, that is what it is all about, digitalization all about. So for doing that, every activity that is happening in the industry, whether it is related to men, whether it is related to the machine or related to the materials, needs to be captured at source. After capturing that data for that particular instance, that object, then there are several techniques or things got developed. And from there onwards, we are moving towards developing new models, new techniques, okay, maybe related to the prediction models or the optimization models. And then so that a meaningful conclusion is getting obtained instantly. It is what it is all about, digitalization about.
Okay. 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 Mr. Yatin, what is your what is how do you see what is the difference? I was asking you what is the difference between automation and digitalization? Are we one step ahead or it is part of that, Mr. Yatin?
Yeah, I think Dr. Rajesh mentioned it up in a very good perspective on a broad term. Automation starts with a machine, So earlier developments in automation, they started with machine automation. Slowly they expanded to process automation. So in generic terms, when we say automation, it used to get restricted to the process control or machine control levels.
Hmm.
Over the period with the advent of telecom industry, the growth of telecom industry, people started understanding whatever data they are using during this process control or machine control was getting wasted because these kind of conventional automation systems, they do not have data processing and data storage capabilities. So the digitalization started earlier from, let's say, business side, which we all know SAP ERP solutions. So people first focused on, desktop-based solutions with ERP, slowly migrated to cloud. Now, once these platforms got established, it was necessary to link businesses with processes. And that's how the digitalization process kicked off. And the concept of Industry 4.0 came into picture to relate various equipments with the information across the platform. So digitalization, yes, is a very, very generic term. Whatever we do right now manually can be digitized, provided we have right eyes, right ears in terms of sensors, in terms of data acquisition systems from various machines which are already automated. So
Hmm.
in steel, typically we call this as level 1 to level 5 systems. So earlier we were restricted to level 1 systems, then came in level 2 in 80s, eventually level 3 systems. This is nothing but the digitalization. It was the beginning of digitalization, but specifically restricted to a given process.
Hmm.
So now digitalization is a very broad platform connecting your business and process together. That's what my feel is.
Thank you, Mr. Yatin. Shirvaikar sir, what is your perception? How do you see digitalization? See, you are a technology and equipment supplier company to steel and metals industry. So basically technology. So how do you see digitalization from your side? What do you
S-
get out of digitalization?
So, we in Tenova are, not really a full liner in terms of steel, but we we do some special equipments like in the steel making. Let's say in steel making, we are more or less full liners, except that we don't go by the blast furnace route. And then we are into furnaces for reheating and heat treatment. And then, of course, we have the roll grinders. So basically, we are a supplier of equipment for the steel industry. And we understood the importance of digitalization quite early, I would say. And then we do have a vertical Tenova Digital, which is pretty strong and which works for the, let's say, the digitalization of our equipment range. So for us, digitalization, of course, is not limited to Industry 4,
Mm-hmm.
but we also use digitalization to kind of facilitate our users of the equipment in terms of maintenance. For example, we have the digital processes with augmented realities, which can help you in maintenance even when you are sitting far away. The person on the field can be guided. We have digital catalogs, for example, which help you in locating the exact spare parts that is required, and you can go and drill down to the last component and order that component. So, uh, apart from this, of course, on the process side, we developed various smart transmitters. For example, we have smart burners, where the transmitter is installed on the burner. We have some packages for the refractories, just to check the performance of the refractories. And we have other, of course, packages which help to optimize the process. For example, in case of steel making, we have a system whereby we can analyze the off gas and then relate that to the process and optimize the process. So in the same way, we have some sensors on the furnaces which help to reduce the scale losses, so which is a direct benefit to the customer. Having said that, uh, we do develop these, and we our products are not mass produced products, so we have a restriction of small volumes, so we can't really do and spend a lot of time and energy into developing the applications of this. So what we prefer is that we prefer a cooperation with the client, so in the sense that we have a device which we call as the Tenova Edge, which helps to get all the information from the Industry 4 sensors and puts it on the cloud. We typically use a Microsoft Cloud, and then we have some packages, and we kind of push also our customers to be part of that and develop packages which would eventually help in optimizing the process or optimizing the maintenance, etc. So that's the way we have taken it. uh, it's not a big revenue stream. We have difficulties because the customers may not pay for all these things. So those are different things. And I would, in fact, love to understand from Yatin how he proceeds further in such
Yeah,
cases. So
we'll
anyway,
come to
so
that. In fact,
yeah,
thank you, sir. Just a point. All our solutions to that extent are tailor-made. I mean, the
yes.
people like you, extremely customized. I mean, 100% customized. So they cannot be mass produced to that extent. What you said, very right. Just one question I had, sir. You are selling these technology equipments since long, and that time there was no concept of digitalization and no concept of putting sensors and getting data from out of the machine. But now, whatever you have sold earlier, now don't a few customers must be asking you, we want to make our machines and the line smart.
Uh,
So how do you, is there any possibility of revamping or sort of, making the machine or the line smart after it is delivered?
yes, it is possible to retrofit
Okay,
such
okay.
systems, so that is possible.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a good base in India, but unfortunately, we haven't got any customer. Nobody has come forward and said that, okay, let's spend some money on these things. So that's where the issue is.
Okay.
So I think industry in India is still growing. So if
Mm-hmm.
they have money, they would rather put it into the capital goods for more production rather than these things. So I think a
Okay.
stage will come sometime. So not
Okay.
yet reached.
Not yet reached. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. See, when the process of digitalization started in the industry, it was said that there is a lot of resistance from the industry, and to change the mindset from the automation or from the manual to automation and automation to digitalization, it will take a lot of years. Well, what has been your experience, say, Dr. Rajesh? What has been your, and I would like to ask Mr. Yatin also after that. What has been your experience in, about the resistance from the industry? Has it softened after the COVID, or is there still a big resistance from the industry, or now people have accepted digitalization as the way ahead? What is it? What is the situation now, in
In
your
2000,
opinion?
frankly speaking, when I was there at the Billai Steel Plant in 2004 or 5, we started the process of connecting all the equipment and making it into. At that time, the cloud was not so popular. So we need to have our own system in place, a standalone system, and for that, then there is a redundancy needs to be kept in back to back. So it is becoming so expensive. The project is being kept on hold, even though the benefits. And the second point, the most important point in all these aspects at that point of time is
Mhm.
to show the cost once some project is been submitted to the higher ups.
Mhm.
Immediately, the cost techno-economics part will come into picture. The cost benefit analysis needs to be taken care, and it is very difficult to capture that thing. What is the use of say using that computer at that time? But things have changed from the some 2005 10 to 2024 now. Yeah, that resistance is there, but now people now started accepting everything, and it is required, it is a need of the hour at this point of time.
Mhm.
When an engineer is feeling to work from anywhere across the world rather
Mhm.
than coming to the office and doing his job, then it is
Mhm.
a it is becoming a compulsory part right now to include. And even the management also, even though there is no straight line relationship between about the benefits what we are going to attain, we cannot explain, but there is a so many non-tangible benefits are there with this digitalization part.
Mhm.
When the management is able to take the decision instantly, when they're able to see their cost, their balance sheet get updated at every instance with the data that is being collected, obviously the benefits are so many. So there
Okay.
is a drastic change in the mindset of the managements everywhere to move towards the slowly towards the digitalization part,
Mhm.
resistance to the acceptance level.
Okay, okay. Yatin, what has been your experience? Has the approach of industry approach changed post-COVID? Has it softened, or what is it? Or still the same?
Yes, I mean, I've been working in the field for past 7 years now,
Mm,
and
mm,
the initial hurdles or, inhibitions
mm,
are getting diluted. I would say they are mainly due to two reasons. Scalability. Each and every industry is growing. Uh, the kind of volumes they used to manufacture in the past are getting doubled or tripled.
mm,
So people have started understanding the value of the data and database decision making.
mm, mm,
Shirvaikar said rightly about Indian industry that people are not really going ahead with the investments because this is a sort of a virtual product. Software being a virtual product, you can't see it. So the risk factor, it's still in the mind. It is also accompanied by, since this digitalization industry from supplier side also is not yet matured. So bringing up that confidence to the customer is somewhere lacking. And uh, after all my experience, I've come to a conclusion that this is not a single-handed job. It has to be a collaborative kind of a working between equipment supplier, process expert, uh, automation supplier, industry 4.0, IT experts together to achieve a particular goal. And yes, of course, as Dr. Rajesh said, the techno-economics plays a huge role. But being a non-tangible benefit kind of a thing at the current level, because it starts like a chicken and egg story. First, you have to acquire data, which is resulting only into visualization and MIS. And theoretically, today, industry has their own means and methods to generate their MIS. So investing on a software or a platform and automation of this kind doesn't show any kind of a ROI for about 4 5 years. The most important thing of digitalization is the future, benefit. Once you have all this data, you can create data modelings, you can optimize your processes, you can get consistency in operations. So whatever losses today we are incurring in the industry because of these parameters can be a great benefit. The cycle being too long, yes, it is taking time, but yes, people are aware, they understand the importance, and they definitely, I would see in next 5 years a good transition in the approach and investments here.
Mhm. Okay, but then it means that if I am a steel plant, uh, why I would look at long-term future and intangible benefits. I would rather look at ROI. And if you yourself are saying, you people are saying that ROI, there is nothing like ROI in digitalization, or not very fixed, or it is again flexible. So why should one invest so much in digitalization right now? If there are no tangible benefits, no ROI, specific ROI, like when we invest in machinery, we know exactly what is ROI. If digitalization doesn't tell me what is ROI, and if I have to bank on some future assumptions, how do you proceed,
That's
sir? Mr. Shirvaikar?
that's the precise point,
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Manish.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
Just one word. Basically, here equipment is something which you can see, and software is something which you don't see, but it is going to give you the returns. And since software is involved, you require a lot of big data to come out with the AI or machine learning based solutions. So it's a long game. I mean, if you are
I
looking at
understand.
really
I understand it's a long
2047
game.
India.
But yeah, at this stage, I would like to ask Dr. Rajesh. Rajesh, can you cite one example of a small thing in digitalization? Whatever. Yatin, you also tell me. Small thing in digitalization where I invest something and this is the ROI, sir. Very
Yeah.
simple. Maybe very simple.
Okay.
Can you cite some? You think, or that, meanwhile, I will go to Mr. Shirvaikar. Shirvaikar, sir, now this is the problem. These people are saying that you have to bank on some future assumptions. There is no specific ROI, and there is no there are intangible benefits. You will go and make data models and all that. I'm not interested, sir, as a steel plant. I'm interested in my ROI. मैं तो पक्का धंधे वाला हूँ. So how do I proceed in this scenario?
You see, one has to understand something. We are not talking about a very big investment
Hmm.
in terms of implementing such systems.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, there is some money involved. And this money is involved in two parts.
Hmm.
Is involved in just data gathering. That's what the
Yeah.
first part is.
Yeah.
And the second part is in data analytics, which comes later to analyze the data
Hmm.
and come out with applications and correlate that data with the process and improve the process. Okay.
Yeah.
So uh, it's a long-term thing, and the ROIs are long term. They are not today. They are not tomorrow. And that's where the difficulties arise in convincing the customer. So if you sell free, yes, any customer will be happy to take it, but we can't sell it free because there is investment from our side as well. So from everybody's side. So the the important thing is that this can be retrofitted. It's not that you need to buy a new equipment to improve the performance. You can take the old equipment, you can implement industry 4, and then get the benefits in future, and perhaps with the applications that you develop, those can be implemented on other equipments as well. Okay, so it's a long term thing. It's not a short term thing. Difficult to convince, and that's where the difficulties in fact arise.
That's what I feel, sir. If we are not able to fully convince the industry, somewhere we are lacking. Rajesh, what do you think? Can you cite one example where I can invest this much and get ROI in, say, 12 months, whatever, 2 years?
I'll tell you one thing, sir. My PhD topic is on the similar thing, like data-driven models for Indian iron and steel making operations.
Yeah.
I will take the examples from there. So I developed certain models on blast furnace in the prediction of hot metal temperature, optimization of coal dust injection into the blast furnace. So prediction of end flow oxygen in the LD converter.
Yeah.
And then there is a separate thing which I got a patent for. It is a sponge iron making, induction of oxygen enrichment in the sponge iron rotary kiln. So that particular thing, the last thing what I'm telling you, that is derived from the data analytics part only. Sponge iron rotary kilns as such, whatever the data, the conventional data that is coming into the PLC and then to the standalone systems, have never been analyzed to the extent of some meaningful information, and then a new technology can be brought into the picture.
So
The simple thing
say
is
you
that,
saved energy by doing all this.
Basically,
You saved energy, right?
What we have done, the total energy things and other things, the data is analyzed on the real-time basis, and then the air got optimally utilized. And then we have introduced a new thing called oxygen. A simple thing is like in the sponge iron rotary kiln, what happens? At one end, the air is being sent along with the coal. The coal is getting burnt, and the outgoing gases are having high temperature. That high temperature is leaving the kiln without using anything. So air consists of say 21% oxygen and then 79% nitrogen. So the nitrogen is a carrying media that is being taken away. By reducing the total quantity of air, so that is nothing but enriching oxygen to it.
Yeah.
The outgoing gases heat can be minimized.
Okay.
That is how you can reduce the coal consumption and increases the productivity part.
So there is tangibility. There is tangibility.
There is a tangibility.
Correct.
Similarly, if once want to coming to the blast furnace area, coal dust injection optimization. So once you set in the parameters at that point of time, when I am designing the model, it is around 50 kg, 100 kg is the norm. Now people have moved to 150 kg, 200 kgs also.
Okay.
So this is possible only then and then when you are collecting all the data from the blast furnace, adjusting the hot blast temperature, hot blast pressure, and then the tapping duration, every other parameters are being considered. And to set say 200 kg per THM of coal dust injection, what should be the optimal parameters I need to maintain at this instance for this particular set of raw materials is the criteria. And once that model is there with you, then only you can do that. So this particular model development, model deployment, and other thing will give instantaneous results rather than the future.
Okay.
Yes. Coming to the future part, this is the knowledge base what we have acquired over the period of years. That knowledge base can be transformed to develop something new. Like yesterday, Chinese are saying that there is a revolutionary technique in which iron is being made
Hmm.
in 5 to 6 seconds time rather than 6 to 8 hours, which is 3,600 times faster. They are calling it as flash iron making.
Okay. Okay.
Yesterday only I got that the news article came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the future requires such type of innovations, and that innovation part will come only when you are using the old historical data and the say current set of data and predicting the future.
Yes. That will save your raw materials. That will save your energy. That will save your time.
Exactly.
Yatin, can you cite one such example in your industry, maybe re-rolling or something? I can see that you guys, sir, you can monitor the oil flow in reheating furnace with the help of sensors and temperature control in inside the chamber, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is also a case of digitalization, and you can save energy on that because of that.
Yes. I mean, eh, uh, let's say the energy saving is there even without a digitalization, but with
Mhm.
digitalization, you can see it.
You can
Okay.
see it, you can
So
monitor it,
you
you
can
can
see it,
measure
you
it.
can monitor it. And
Yes.
what happens is, as always, it's most difficult to sell it the first time. When you
Yeah.
have sold it the first time and data has been analyzed and some worthwhile application has been made, then it becomes easier because the other people can see what the benefit is out of it. So we have also tried this because in Tenova, apart from equipment, we also are steel producers. I mean, our parent company is a steel producer.
Mhm.
So that gives us an opportunity to install all such things. And we have installed on our furnaces various sensors, and we have gathered data. We have come out with a couple of applications. And we are, in fact, open here in India as well to do this. So there are things like, for example, in a arc furnace where we are doing the optimization using the data from the off gases, and then correlating with the process and optimizing the process. So you get the benefit fast. So that's something
Yeah, yeah.
which has now become an established product. So
Yes, yes, yes.
what I'm trying to say is the investment in this is something that just the equipment supplier cannot make. So the investment has to come from equipment supplier and the user, and
Combination,
of
combination.
course, then the benefits will come. So
Yes.
that's the difference between a investment in a production plant and an
Mhm.
optimization of the plant. So that's where the difference is.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Yatin, you must be doing it, right? Monitoring the speed of the rolls in rolling mill with the help of sensors and monitoring the maybe water sprinkling flow, water temperature, whatever. I mean, those must be the initial things which you must be doing in rolling mill or
Yeah,
no?
that's typically we call it as a basic process automation
Yeah,
because
yeah.
without which you cannot produce.
Okay.
Digitalization goes little beyond it because now your process is set and you want to improve.
Yeah.
Because every industry has to go through a cycle of continuous improvement system
Hmm.
and to go towards the perfection.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in larger scale, if you put a master map of digitalization, it's very time consuming, it is very complex, it requires larger investments, not large, as large as capex in steel
Hmm.
plants,
Hmm.
but still being a virtual product, they found to be very risky. The ideal approach here should be the modular kind of a digitalization. So one of the example of direct returns is energy management and monitoring.
Hmm.
Basically in rolling mills, especially we calculate of energy per ton. And there are products which are available conventionally, but they were not linked to the productivity. So the solution to this is you monitor the energy and production at the same time and relate productive energy, non-productive energy, identify the areas of non-productive energy where you can use certain, measures and solutions
Hmm. Hmm.
and reduce your cost by about 5 to 10% per ton. But again, Danish, what happens is this whole theory depends on what is the experiences, and to prove this experience, you require certain set of data.
Hmm.
So if I connect or install a system, it's not like a machine, it starts producing next minute. So this data acquisition, then analysis, then implementation, then again going back to the same cycle, what changes you have done are cross-analyzed, improvement benefits are found out. Again, they are reprocessed and additional benefits can be worked out. So it's an ongoing story, and I don't think any of the steel plants in India are looking for immediate future. They have to look for a longevity because the capex what are coming into the industry are of a large level. So unless you have 25, 30 years of vision ahead, it's very difficult to think on these lines, whereby how do you see the industry after 10 years? How would I meet the scales? How would I meet the quality aspects? How would I be consistent in my production so that I can expand my demography? So this is the beginning. Digitalization is the beginning. And as Shirvaikar sir said, yes, the investments are not really large. It is basically being a virtual product. The risk factor in the investor mind is very high. And again, one more example he cited was proving a solution and then scaling it up would be easier. So from, let's say, supplier side of 4.0 or digitalization solutions, we also need to recheck and focus on primary areas or say fast return areas where you prove your solution. So investor gets a confidence and he moves to the next step.
Okay, okay. Yeah, well, see, you cited examples of steel plants, maybe big steel plants where you people are catering. Mr. Shirvaikar is also catering to big steel plants. But there are other smaller and medium scale companies also. Why should they look? How should they look at digitalization? I'm not very sure whether they can take such a long term view. So in that case, what is your sales
See,
talk to
Vega,
them?
we
What is
we
your
in Vega
what do you
typically.
tell them? Medium scale and small scale companies.
So we work mainly with MSME people,
Correct.
and we see the zest of the investors for growth, for innovation and sustainability as well. So they have this kind of a approach. Unfortunately, the MSME is driven because of the market competitiveness on a immediate result basis. So yes, there are a few companies who are looking into these long-term aspects. They are investing, they have already invested, but the examples are handful. The general trend in MSME is once it is proven and the proof of pudding comes up into direct saving in terms of money.
Yeah, yeah,
So once money comes on table, they get popularized.
yeah.
And since, as I said, this process of implementation to getting the return is for even for energy management systems, it is about 6 to 9 months. A very small model. I would say it is the bottommost model of digitalization. But still, it requires that because there are complexities in the installation, technology, integration, data collection, variables in the industry or in rolling, typically when you are rolling different sizes, different energy consumptions are there. So we cannot really work out a solution based on a small data. We need at least 100 samples to come out with the first solution because it requires again a capex to that capex has a direct ROI because now you have a data that if I do this, I'm going to save so many units per ton. My production is X, multiplied by that is my saving. So to reach to that database solution of ROI, there is a brief period which is required. So relation between digitalization and capex like equipment must be bifurcated in the mind because machine I buy and it starts producing. Here I invest and I start getting results
Okay.
after say 6 months.
After 6 months, Rajesh,
Sir, in fact, I will tell you
what
one
would
thing.
you tell to small and medium companies?
In
Why
fact,
should they go on this path?
small
Where
and
returns
medium
are not assured, money is not assured. God knows when everything will come back. Why should they go?
no, small and medium companies, in fact, need digitalization more than a bigger companies. The
Why?
reason, the reason is like I'm seeing over here, I'm heading a mine over here, and I'm facing acute shortage of skill set in the people.
Okay.
And then the stability point of view. So, like if we enter into a public sector unit, normally the entire lifespan we spend there, even the second, third generation employees are working in companies like Tata Steel. But here in the small and medium companies, everyone like how the owner is feeling like getting instant benefits, the employee also will think in the similar manner. The mindset is that only. Okay,
Hmm.
today this company, maybe tomorrow somebody who is offering more.
Yeah,
That
yeah. I understand.
in this scenario, we are facing the problem with the men. First point. So the automation and digitalization should start at that level,
Okay.
starting with their men from their recruitment phase to their retirement phase in that particular organization. That is the one thing we need to go with.
Hmm.
Second thing is when we are talking about machines. Machines have been like brought by say companies like Tenova or companies like Yatin's company. So many are bringing in the machines or automation part into the picture. But the owner of the company should feel like and should sense the need of that particular machine. See, I'm feeling like simple example I'm quoting. I'm having several conveyors over here, and each conveyor is having different motors, different gear sets are being driven by that, and each bearings are different. So I virtually what I'm facing over here is because of the designer at that point of time he might have thought this particular small bearing is enough to drive this particular conveyor, and another conveyor he kept some other bearing, third one is different, fourth one is different. To maintain spares, I need to manage the entire plant also. That is the problem coming over here.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
So such type of how this digitalization, how this going to help is when the owner feels that his machinery is capable, or how easy it could be on the long term sustainable basis, how it is easy to maintain. If
Hmm.
we are able to identify this particular point, or if we are able to inject this point to the owner of the industry,
Hmm.
they definitely will accept the importance of it.
Okay.
And third thing is like, see, with the advent of like new technologies like this, 5G is already is in place and 6G is about to come in. The new things what digitalization is not only about data collection and the IIoT part,
Hmm, hmm.
the IIoT part, the industrial internet of things. So that the data from the machines are getting collected, and then those are being analyzed and then being used, and to make the overall equipment effectiveness as far as the maintenance module is concerned.
Hmm.
So if such small concepts will go into the mindset of the owners to improvise the operations instantly,
Hmm.
even it is not the future, even though the investments are high, but it is a must for them. As on date, it is a must for them to put some money into the digitalization thing.
Yes, yes,
And
you're right, Rajesh. Maybe
yeah,
in maintenance and production or operations rather, Yatin, what do you say? The results are instant, relatively.
Absolutely, absolutely. So fundamentally, what Shirvaikar sir also mentioned about
Yeah, yeah,
Tenova, the asset management,
yeah,
completely digitized asset management, not only reduces your breakdown, but
yeah.
also optimizes your inventory.
Correct, correct.
So these kind of, but again, I mean, in Europe and US, these things started 20, 25 years back.
Hmm,
Maybe because the cost of manpower was very high.
hmm,
In
hmm.
India, still our manpower costs are low. So investing on a software for such data analytics and usage is not considered as a good investment as of today. But
No,
yes, I
see,
mean, long run you can always have a good benefits of this because you can. It doesn't only restrict to this. Like you can identify your supplier quality.
yeah.
If I'm buying a part from A supplier, B supplier, C
Hmm,
supplier,
hmm,
now if
hmm.
the first supplier is trying to give me the life of 10,000 hours, second one only 5,000 hours, I can use this data for supply chain management decision making.
Supply chain
Uh,
management, maintenance cycles, you can predict the
Absolutely.
maintenance cycles, reduce the downtime. So everything. So
Ab-
that will directly result into saving some money. Am I right,
Absolutely.
Mr.
And
Shirvaikar? What do you say? Do
Yes,
we cater to
absolutely.
small companies? No.
No, we don't cater to small companies, but the idea can be applied to any company because
Yes, yes,
any equipment for that matter. So
absolutely.
it's the simple thing like a maintenance manual or a spare part manual
Hmm.
can be digitized,
Yeah.
and it becomes very easy to identify a particular part, drilling down to that particular part, also for the maintenance people. It
Uh,
helps. Now, the benefits, uh, you, it's difficult to say that, okay, this particular application saved me this much of rupee, uh, uh, but in terms of quick maintenance, in terms of finding the right spare part, in
yeah.
terms of being able to save the downtime of the equipment, it does help. I mean, it's these are intangible benefits. Something
Hmm.
that you cannot convert into rupees and say that, okay, this is my benefits. But and for me, digitization is going to be kind of a way of life. So it applies to any technology. It's irrespective of technology. So even if you tomorrow bring in a new technology, still it's going to be applied to that. I mean, just to give you a broad example. For example, today everybody is talking about reducing the uh, carbon footprint. So people are talking about operating the plants with hydrogen. Nobody is talking today in terms of optimizing the hydrogen that would be used. I mean, the first step is to just use 100% hydrogen. But once you have such a new technology up and running, once again, you have to rely on the same thing, Industry 4, once again, data analytics to optimize, because that's the next step that's
Yeah,
going to come.
yeah.
So this is an unending process, and it's a tool that everybody has to think that, okay, you need to spend some money. There are benefits, but uh, uh, that's going to be the way of life for the industry forward.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Yatin did mention that anything you want to build in the future, you have to have a base of this whatever sensors, or I mean the digital base. On that, you can build so many things in the future. Rajesh, what do you think you can? I think that what Mr. Shirvaikar was mentioning regarding the e-brochure or digitized brochure of a equipment, keeping it ready. I think that is part of your IMAP, isn't it?
Correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh,
The
so
part of backup, yes. So
yeah,
everything we are making it into the with a mobile platform. Basically,
yes, yes.
the data entry part and then the data retrieval part, everything is being done on the mobile itself.
Mm-hmm.
So an operator can just scan that machine with a QR code, and every data is
Yeah,
available
who supplied, when it was supplied, and
when.
design of the equipment, and okay, so that's one of the side on the sidelines. These are the benefits of digitalization. See, the as the subject, complete subject is the digitalization, unlocking the future. So unlocking the future. So when that future will come, when we'll reach to that stage, what is your perception, starting from Mr. Shirvaikar sir? Sir, when we would reach really that stage where we are really reaping the benefits of digitalization, and there is no resistance, or there are no inhibitions from the industry.
So I think some benefits you are already seeing, but
Yes.
in general, uh, it's a question of when you start. So from your start point, perhaps 5 years, it would be a good
Okay.
time
Okay.
period to
Yeah,
see.
that's what it is. Yeah.
To see, because by that time you would have enough data, you
Hmm.
would have analyzed that, you would have made some applications correlated, and you would have improved and got some results. So that's the way to I look at it.
And you would not start unless the old school management goes away. Is it so?
No, not
Is
really.
has it anything to do with young minds and young people and all that? do you think young management will be in a better position to appreciate these digitalization models and digitalization solutions?
It
Uh,
depends on how you define young. For example, let me tell you that
that is also right. That
let
is
me
also
tell
right.
you
But
let me
in
tell
general,
you
I'm seeing the
no
younger
no let me
generation
tell you
now
let me tell you
appreciate this thing in a better way. So they will
yeah
be
yeah no there
uh,
was there
they are
was
sort of
in
compliant, already compliant to these digitalization solutions. Is it
there
not,
was
Rajesh?
a major supplier of major who had announced about a chief
Uh-huh.
digital officer for the company. Okay, so I
Uh-huh.
think if people are thinking in that direction, I think they are taking the right step forward. So we would probably see more and more of that in future. Depends on how the company, how progressive the company is.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, of course. Rajesh, what do you think? When we will reach that stage of reaping the full benefits of digitalization?
No, it's a continuous process, sir. That is the continuous process. Whatever the
Okay.
technologies in other domains are being there, like
Yeah.
say 5G got developed, AR VR reached to a certain stage and next to level it went to. And
Mm.
then there are drones. There is a lot of development in the drone technology part. Lot of development in the robotics part. 3D printing has well, so these are all like industry 4.0 things. All these things have they are maturing day by day.
Yeah.
That is maturing. New more technologies are like new word is
Mm.
like a deep tech. So that is the new buzzword. So it definitely one needs to enter into that like any other thing. Like for a period of time, 5 years, 10 years down the line, one got the
Mm.
expertise in that particular area. The companies also will
Mm.
build their own systems, and then they will take off from there. And it is a
Yeah.
must.
Yeah.
Like, chief digital officer is a must, and that particular department, what the department should consist of in the CDO office. It is not the only the computer science engineer or the electronics engineer can do individually.
Mm. Mm.
It should comprise of each from everyone,
Mm.
right from the say HR, your materials management, your
Mm.
finance, your engineering section, like operations teams, like or the mechanical maintenance teams.
Mm.
Everybody should be part of that CDO team, and
Mm.
they develop models specifically for that particular organization,
I know. I know. I know.
to their own situations. So and
Yes, I understand. Correct. You're right. Yatin, now one more factor has come in the whole process of digitalization. That is AI. So has AI entered into industry? Has AI about to enter the industry? Is what role it will play in the industry in the future? And what is the situation today and what is likely to be in the future? What is your take? I know it is not something based on the facts. It may be something like a guesstimation sort of a thing. But what is your take on this?
So this is typically unlocking the future.
Yes.
Okay, so today in industry, in earlier days, like in 80s and 90s,
Hmm.
the control systems were using machine learning, though the word was not established.
Hmm.
The control systems were taking the data. There was some self-learning method and
Hmm.
self-controlling method so that the process is consistent.
Yeah.
AI has gone something beyond it because AI now works like a human brain. So it requires a lot of, feed inputs, data, case studies, so that it can analyze and correlate and come out with a solution. You take every part of steel industry or any industry, whatever human dependent mistakes are happening can be completely eliminated by AI.
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you want to reach to AI, it is a 10-year journey. If you want to come to a AI as a solution
Hmm.
in day-to-day operations, AI as a development may take 5 years, but implementation and dependence on AI, if you want to have, you have to have 10-year cycle. Okay. So AI is going to play a huge role in steel making, in rolling. So more the number of variables, more AI would be successful.
I should
That's
be
what
able
my
to
feeling.
I should be able to purchase the robo as per my requirements.
It's not robo, it's a data. Basically, you are
I'm just
analyzing a data. Yeah,
oversimplifying, but
yeah.
Rajesh, what is your take on this AI integration of AI into the industry?
It's going to happen very soon, sir. And already the technologies like Chat GPT, the large language models, what they have developed, Chat GPT, just dump in the data into the current operational data into the say, Chat GPT search box, and you ask that, give that prompt, Chat GPT prompt. An example I'm quoting over here, to devise that optimization sequence for this particular set of data. So
Mm-hmm.
that ChatGPT engine is going to collect the data from say various several editions that are there, the language subject knowledge it is having, and from there it is going to derive and give you a solution instantly in next 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay.
So that is a simple application of integration of
AI.
AI in that
Yeah.
particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is only I'm talking about the data analytic part. You say we will move one step ahead. Say by visualizing the color of hot metal, one can say the chemical composition or the temperature part
Mm.
also. So the AI will help you in analyzing such particular data. So a particular stream of element is going to emit certain things like in spectrometer, the light emission is the philosophy. So
Yeah.
if whatever the AI model is going to do the same thing, and instantly once you focus on that, I'm just visualizing one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, AI hold an instrument, just focus it on your hot metal and just give the analysis part in hot metal temperature and what corrective necessary actions to be taken for the blast furnace operator. This is what
Yeah.
I'm
All,
assuming.
all these things can be done instantly.
Yes.
Mm.
And at second part, from the marketing perspective, business perspective. So
Mm.
already it is collecting the data from several sources. Who is going where? What is the new things happening in the market, and how your product is going to come into the demand for that particular point of time. How
Mm.
your production schedules needs to be streamlined. This can be built into one particular model.
Mm.
So AI plays a big role in achieving the targets in the shorter duration.
It
This
has
is what
already entered the industry. It has
it's
already
already
entered the industry,
it's
right?
already entered into the industry, and we are going to see reap the benefits very soon. Like those who are implementing those parts, they will get the benefits quickly.
Shirvaikar sir, what is your take on this?
Yeah, as Yatin and Dr. Rajesh said, the AI part comes into the data analytics. So once you have the data from the equipment, uh, it helps you quickly analyze and get the right results. But uh, it's already there. I mean, you don't see it in the front, but on the back side, you already have it. So that becomes kind of an integrated part of analyzing the data and acting on it. Uh, so it's going to be a very important thing. So people don't talk about it because we are now still talking about getting the data, generating the data, and that's where a common understanding of the digitalization is. But beyond that, there are a lot of things.
Lot of
Yeah,
things
yeah,
which are coming in.
yeah.
Okay, that depends on the, I think, individual company whether to go for it or not go, stop at some stage or whatever, isn't it?
Yes. So
So
once you have the data and then you start analyzing that data and utilizing it, and that's where the AI part would come in.
I'm sure companies like yours must be doing a lot of research in how can we integrate AI with the digitalization process and how
Yes,
how
we
we
are.
can embed the AI module on,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, absolutely. So
Hmm.
we are already doing it. We have already
Hmm.
some results. For example, we have, as I said,
Hmm. Hmm.
we have an application which can reduce the scale loss by about 10%, which is not bad. I mean, a good return on investment. Uh, we have, let's say, the virtual reality. Okay, it's not exactly AI, but quite near to that. which helps you in kind of facilitating maintenance, etc. So we are definitely on top of these things as equipment manufacturers.
Yeah, I think we are more than 1 hour we have discussed. But before we go to the last, I would ask say concluding statement from all of you. But before that, I just want to touch one subject, one argument rather, which is against digitalization. Again, I am playing devil's advocate role. Don't worry, don't worry about it. So it is like that. Wow, does it a country like India where we are overpopulated? Do we require digitalization? And if yes, to what extent? Will it not eat away the jobs?
No, I don't think. I mean, it's like
I mean, everybody
it's
can
the
in turn.
when the I heard this same argument
This
when the
age old
when
argument,
the
but I'm just
computers came.
repeating it so that we
When the
can
computers
give
came,
the better argument.
yeah. So when the computers came, everybody started, oh, with the computers we can do so many things. It will eat
Yeah,
away the
yeah.
jobs. No, it's just a tool to. So it didn't take away the jobs. Okay, not really all of them. Some part was affected for sure, but uh, just to give you an idea, if a data has to be generated manually using people as the for the data generation, first it would take enormous time. Second, it would have enormous mistakes, and the validity of that data was would be questionable.
Yeah, yeah.
So to base anything out of that is going to be difficult. So definitely this is not something that is going to be possible humanly. And second thing, the benefit out of these when we are talking about optimization is like, let's say the last drop of oil, that's what you're trying to save. So so it's something that you can't use do using humans, because if it was possible you would have done it already. So we are going beyond that, the human capabilities, let me put it this way. So I'm sure it's not getting into the jobs, or and it's equally applicable where you have more manpower available or less manpower available. It's still the same.
I mean, the other way of asking this question is: are we heading for a jobless growth in our economy? Yatin, what is your take?
This challenge was posed when 4.0 dialogue started, and that's why, if you know now, there is a new industry 5.0 concept coming into
Yeah.
picture. On one side, we must look into the growth factor, not in terms of only financial growth, but qualitative growth and reach growth. So, if India wants to be, let's say, number two economy by end of 2047, these things are must. You look at it in a positive or optimistic way that whatever manpower you have can be used to scale up the industry, because manpower is still required. What we are talking about is more on perfection of the process, but for operation of the process, you require manpower. To remove the motor from the conveyor, you require manpower. The job can be done by robo, but the kind of capex what you'll have is going
Yeah.
to be enormous. So that's a theory. So I don't see there is going to be a challenge in manpower. Yes, I personally feel we might deprive the people to use their talent. That's the other side I can see, which will happen. But I don't see if the industry is growing, considering if 40 trillion, 30 trillion economy, you will require manpower. So challenge is not in unemployment. Challenge would be how do we reach to 30 trillion economy to be number two? And for that, unless you increase your demographics, you should be a great exporter. That means you have to have a good quality, good consistency. The digitalization is a must.
Okay, okay. Rajesh, what do you think? We need a lot of reskilling of people.
Definitely, sir, definitely.
If
It's like,
not unemployment, we face a problem of reskilling at least.
sir, if you take out, say, one drop of water from the ocean, do you think that ocean is getting drained out?
No.
And so it did the same thing like this. So the digitalization is also the part of that game. It is coming into the in that way. In this universe, your resources are getting depleted day by day. So your raw material quality is getting poorer and poorer. Your cost of transportation is increasing because of that. Say, oil is shortage, this, that. In this instance, at this instance, say each generation, say 20 years or 10 years, the period, the employability period, say, okay, I graduated in say 2000 and I want to continue the same textbook or that knowledge is enough for 2035, it is definitely no. I need to upgrade myself every year so that I will be on par with the industry. So with the advent of such new things, the digitalization, several new jobs are going to be created. One such example is like developing LLM, like what the Chat GPT has done for America, what Google has done for America. We need to do several things here or here in India with our set of conditions. That requires a skill upset, the skill set to be upgraded.
Yeah, so reskilling, that is what I'm saying. Reskilling is very much required. If not unemployment, if
Yes.
we don't want to face unemployment,
Uh,
reskilling is very much needed.
and industry, from the industry perspective, everybody don't want to be say 1 million ton or a half million ton industry. Everybody wants to become say 18 million ton, 20 million ton, or 100 million ton. So there is a lot of thing to grow. That is where that say sea and ocean drop example come into picture. So many new things are going to be added. So many new jobs are going to be created with this digitalization, with the new skill set. So always new technology, new things are always welcome, and that needs to be continued. And that the other part of the story is you cannot stop also. You think that if it is going to
Yes.
I isolate myself with the digitalization and let the entire world go, you will be there only. So
Yeah, I know. So it is the fear of being left out also.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, anyway, so we have discussed a lot about digitalization, unlocking the future, challenges, hurdles, and resistance, and now how resistance is softening, and various aspects of digitalization. Now, before we end, I would like to have a closing comment from everybody. What do you mean by digital? I mean, what is this unlocking of future? Maybe you can throw some light while we are closing the webinar. Starting with Mr. Yatin. Yatin, what is your take?
Yeah, so I think everybody has mentally understood and they are accepting that digitalization is a must. The failures occur because we act in bits and pieces. It is a large role of experts like Dr. Rajesh, Mr. Shirvaikar, and people of this community to work with industry owners to create a master plan, which may take 20 years, maybe. But at least we should know where we want to go and then start investing in smaller things, which will create the platform in a slow pace, and though in slow pace, but very beneficial in future. So I would rather look at industry with this perspective. At the same time, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is a very complex kind of a job. So it's a collaborative work. So how can we have let's say equipment, process, automation, IT people coming together so that we get expertise from everywhere to achieve a very right solution which can yield given ROI or tangible results.
Yeah.
So these are the two things which we should expect, and media people like you, like your webinars, if they can push through these, ideas, probably this awareness will start picking up, and it won't be then too far that we will see a direct involvement of digitalization in every business, even though it's a MSME or corporate, whatever.
Yeah, well said, well said. Thank you, thank you. Rajesh, what is your take? Like last comment?
Yeah, yes, Yatin sir, I'll agree with Yatin sir's comments on this. And then government, academia, and industry all needs to come across onto a common platform, and we need to develop a digital roadmap for the steel industry as we are referring to this. But this point of time, iron and steel expo is going on. The
Mm,
metal industry in India needs to develop a say 5 year long term plan or a 10 year long term plan.
mm,
How we should move, where we should lie. That
mm.
should be the thing. In all, like these three things needs to be collaborated and then go in hand to achieve the new highs in that industry. This is what I feel.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. Now, Shirvaikar sir, your last comment, please.
Well, I think if the digitalization has to succeed and give some meaningful results, it can only come out of a collaborative effort of the equipment suppliers and also of the users, and more so of the users. What the most difficult part of it is not the data gathering, but data analysis. And if the industry can, kind of earmark some people or retrain them, even on a part-time basis to work as a data analyst to to come forward and correlate the data that is available, even without it matter if person is outside of that process, because it gives you a different perspective. For example, he has probably a better ability to catch what normally goes through. So eh, something like that needs to be done. And I think every industry probably should try to spare some manpower and hours towards this, if the digitalization has to succeed. And I'm talking about the process optimization part of it. In other respect, the benefits are well known, and I think they it's necessary that they spend some money, even if it is small, over a period of time. They would have made a beginning and achieved something definitely.
Yeah, thank you very much. So this gives a lot of hope. Your last comment of all these three experts give us a lot of hope that industry is moving in the right direction. And if not today, tomorrow it will, be comfortable with the changes due to digitalization and introducing the AI. And I hope that tomorrow will be a better day than today. And thank you very much, all the three experts, Mr. Yatin Purandare, Dr. Rajesh Narra, and Mr. Shirish Shirvaikar, for your valuable time. We really had very insightful and very interesting discussion, and I hope everybody will be benefited out of this. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Mr.
Rajan.
Chandekar.
Thank
Thank you,
Thank
the
you.
panelists. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you. Thanks all.